All right, I'm standing here on the little beaver dam that's been here for ages that is blocking this little ditch that keeps water in the bean hole. And if you remember last year, I had some issues with leakage. You can kind of see it coming out. The vegetation's grown up right behind that smartweed right there. But kind of running out there about the trickle of a garden hose turned on halfway, maybe a little more volume, not much force. So it was constantly kind of letting water seep out of my hole. Last year, if you recall, I got that bentonite clay and I sealed the whole area through here and even packed some in here behind the dam, and it seemed to do a pretty good job. I just had that one spot that kept leaking. So when the water receded, watch out, Rosie, watch out. When the water receded this spring, I figured out where it's coming from, I believe. Right here, you can see, I can stick my foot down in. There's a hole there. There's a little weep hole right there. My guess is that's an old root or something that rotted out that's running right underneath this dam and allowing it to seep out. So what I got some more sodium bentonite. It's a different brand of stuff than I got last year. This has more of a sand type consistency. The stuff I got last year was very much a powder, but it's feed grade sodium bentonite. And I put a little water on it and it clumps up, which is what you want. So we'll see. This was actually cheaper than what I had paid for other stuff last year. I think I only paid $45 for this bag of stuff. I'll put a link to where I bought it from if I can find it. I'll put a link in here somewhere. But I'm going to dig this up, see if I can chase the leek back. I know it goes right over there, so I'm assuming kind of through here somewhere. I'll start chasing it back with the post hole diggers. I'm going to save the dirt and put it here in my sled. And then at roughly at least a 4-to-1, 4 parts dirt to 1 part clay, maybe probably heavier on the clay because I ain't carrying this crap back home with me. I'm going to mix it in there. I'm going to incorporate it into the soil, and then I will dump it back in here and pack it down, and maybe go over here and grab some muck and throw on top of it as well. But try to pack it in with that clay in there. We're supposed to get some rain starting tomorrow. There's a subtropical storm's been forming off the coast of North Carolina that's coming through. So we should get a good soaking rain. Not enough to fill this up, I don't think. I got the pipe down anyway. But that water will kind of activate the clay, cause it to swell up, absorb the water, all that jazz. And with any luck, it'll plug this hole. So I'm not going to make you watch this. But I'll show you kind of when I get it dug out. If I found the hole, I'll show what that looks like, and then I'll give you another peek when it's done. So here we go. Well, as you can see, I have found the leek, if you will, and I could have got that a bunch farther in there. It's just an angle. I can't get the shovel any farther. I've dug out quite a bit. I pulled that much dirt out of there, which is, as you know, always fun. So I may go a little farther. I may actually, instead of pulling it out, I may just try to collapse it on itself and then add the clay and the dirt, clay and dirt, clay and dirt, mix that all up, cross my fingers. So, but I want to show you, that is a significant hole going back in there. So it's good to know that I have found where the leak is. Now hopefully we can patch it, right? Back at it. Yay. All right, so what I'm doing here is just kind of going back and layering clay and soil that I pull out of here, which was pretty rich in clay anyway, which is good. And then working it back in as I get a shovel full out of here. I'll lob it on there. You know, this is pretty advanced work right here. This is definitely the kind of thing requires an advanced degree. So anyway, all joking aside. So I do that, and then I just come through and this kind of works it in, mixes that stuff up. I'll have several layers of clay between me and the leek, and then fingers crossed, that should take care of it. I mentioned there were 2 leaks. This was the big one by far. It was that big going through there. This other one, I started digging it up, ran into a lot of roots from this tree, but it looks like it's coming down into this one. So I chopped it up a little bit. I threw some clay on it. I'm gonna work it in. I'm gonna call that good. But this is about all there is to it. Just digging, finding the leak, digging it up, and then adding the clay. Whew. All right. Alrighty, this is the other part of the project today. This is actually a continuation of an ongoing project. My poor man's flashboard riser was, it needs more of a foundation and it wings off the side. But really the primary purpose of this guy is to keep the creek out, which it's doing. Water over here, no water back here. So it's doing what it needs to do. There's so many roots in this area, I don't think I could keep water perfectly contained without coming in with some machinery to get it done. But Tom came in here with me last week when I fell very hard and dang near broke my ribs right there. It still hurts. That was 2 weeks ago. But so I added some more dirt right here just to build this guy up. The boards are there mostly just to hold the dirt, really, and maybe to discourage beavers. When I had plugged it up just with dirt over there, beavers decided, no, you don't really want that. And they dug it up for me. Thank you very much. So hopefully this will discourage all of that. Like I said, we're getting some rain this weekend. They're not calling for massive amounts, maybe only about a ½ inch on Saturday. Creek will come up. Looks like the beavers have been back to work on the dam down there because this has been dry right through here up until just a few weeks ago, which is good. I would ultimately love to have a situation where this stayed high and all I had to do was drop a pipe in here to get it to drain, because that would save me on gas money and effort with running a pump. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the rest of this clay that you just saw me spread, and I'm gonna sprinkle it all around this area right here. And that will soak in. That stuff is supposed to soak in and just kind of plug all the holes. So hopefully it will just kind of shore this up a little bit, make it more resistant to leakage. So that's what I'm doing right now. And as you can see, we've put quite a bit of dirt in there. I can now stand on this, which is kind of handy, but I'm just gonna coat it real good. Put it all down in there, down in the water as well. Let it find the seepage spots and, you know, let it do its thing. This is kind of one of the recommended ways of using it, is just dump it in where you know you've got a leak and it's supposed to find its way. So I've got a bunch. Like I said, I don't want to carry it home. So I'm gonna lay it in. Maybe I'll lay it in on the other side too. Whew, watch out, Rosie. That's a bunch. That's probably more than I needed. And I avoided putting it directly here because where I might want, because this stuff gets slicker than snot when it gets wet. I almost busted my tail a couple times last season when I put it over there on the dam. So anywho, that's it. Rainwater, you know, we'll work this stuff in. It'll form a barrier. We'll see. Hopefully it works. All right. I'll leave you without getting out in the middle of it and showing you what it looks like. It's, you know, we got the barnyard grass, which you've seen a bunch. This other lovely stuff here, like I said, I think is a panic grass. Little bitty tiny seeds, I think the ducks will eat. Down underneath it, we've got what I've been calling smartweed. Like I said, I don't know what it is. If you do, stuff with the little purple and white flowers, let me know. I had seen some yellow nutsedge in here previously. Not seeing it. Maybe it has run its life cycle. No, there's some right here. There's a big head of it right there. But I'm just going to pan real slowly so you can kind of see all the delicious duck food that we've got in here. And remember, so today is September 20th. I'm going out of town. Wife and I are taking a little trip. And I'll be back October 8th, I think. She'd roll her eyes at me if she knew that I didn't know what day we were coming home. But anyway, as soon as we get home, the first thing I'm going to do is come in here. I'm going to mash it down. I'm not going to mow it like I have said in the past. I'm going to mash it down, and I'm going to keep that a secret, exactly how I'm going to do it. I told you one way I thought I was going to do it. I'm going to do it a different way. I think I'm going to try. Anyway, we're going to mash it down, lay it all down. Hopefully that'll break the stems. I think by that point in time, Stuff's already kind of losing its green. I think it'll be brown. Some of it is brown already. It'll be ready to lay down. I'm going to try to flood it around the 10th. That'll give it about 10 days before our early season, October 20th. So if I can get her flooded in here, like I said, ducks are flying over it already. I've seen mallards fly right over this spot last time I was here. So I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Anyway, I'm tired, but I'm still Bruce, and you're still watching Foul Play Outdoors.